welcome back to my channel. So this is my little laser pointer. I always have my candle right there, so I'm going to do my new candle. I personally like the laser lighter a lot more than the typical lighter. Even though you can't get rid of like the old-fashioned day little lighter, they're still really good. But here's my little glass house candle. I really love them. So I'm gonna put this little guy over here. And don't worry guys, it's not touching the plant. It has distance, even though it looks like it might. My little mug. So this is now August time, so it is now fall. Right now I have the Melbourne Breakfast by T2. So I absolutely love T2's Melbourne Breakfast because it is just black tea with vanilla. I already pre-brewed this guy because you can't see it in the mug. Whee! A little bit of milk. So with my teas, I don't normally have milk with them because milk is like a growth hormone, and one of the ways I got to lose the weight is because I stopped having milk for a long time. You know, it took away a little bit of my joy of having tea without my milk, because milk just makes it so much more better. And I thought today, because it is rainy, I have the house to myself and I'm making a YouTube video telling you about the books I've read. What I used today for my roundup, I already read Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone a few months ago. I saw it on my Hoopla app and I was like, okay, granted he is a salesman, but I like how what he says underneath what he says. You're not first, you're last. This would have to be my least favorite out of them. I still enjoyed it, but it wasn't my all-time favorite. Like, I really enjoyed how it's just like, if you're not number one, it's no point. Which, in the game of life, it is true, because no one wants to be second, but neither do they want to be last. But at the same time, it's just like, Grant Cardone's mindset is just like, go all in, be obsessed. If it's not like 100%, what's the point of even doing it? And I like that mindset, because it's just like, why am I like striving for something so small when I can reach for the stars? Set a goal and times it by 10. If you're going to do something, do it 100%, or don't even bother doing it at all. That really resonated with me, because in the past and stuff, I always says like, okay, I'll just start off small. But with Grant Cardone's 10x theory, is just like, why be small? Only average people want to be small and do little bits and pieces, when you can go full on in, be obsessed, because if you fail, well, then you fail, you learn from it. At the end of the day, you put everything into it, and that creates habit. That resonated with me, because it's just like, hey, I want to do something in this world that is different. I don't want to follow the same path as my parents beforehand. I want to do something more. They say when your first 100 videos on YouTube is going to be bad, but still post it anyway. And I was like, okay, like, I know all these 100 videos on my YouTube channel are gonna be like so bad, no direction, no something, but that is just part of the process. But if you're gonna do it, go all in. So I was just like, all right. And because nowadays and stuff, it's just like, you got the internet, you got unlimited resources, you can do things. There is no excuses anymore, especially now with like AI. Why aren't you going all the way in? And I was like, all right, you know, I'm just going to 10x it. So in Be Obsessed or Be Average, it explains why Grant does the things he does. I found it to be a lot more in depth, because it actually shedded some light. This is my little nail oil that I got from my last video. It's actually doing wonders on my hands right now, because look at that. I had such a problem with that finger. Now with this oil, it's actually working quite well. I've been doing it for like 3 days now. In this book, he actually slowed down a little bit, like maybe Grant Cardone slow down, which is basically him slowly retracing his path. And Grant Cardone, he lost his dad at 10, like at a young age. And then he lost his brother in his early 20s. He hated having a scarcity mindset, even though he understood it for his mum's point of view. He just wanted more from life, but everyone says, no, you don't need it, be grateful. And that made him spiral, and he had to go to rehab. Like in rehab, it wasn't the best for him, because in rehab they always stayed on the same level of like talk about what happened, why you're broken, why XYZ happened. And he realizes that, hang on a second, they haven't done anything with their lives, I want more. So he switched his obsession nature into something positive. He was like, hey look, I want this, I want that, I want the perfect family, I want the best job, I want money, I want property, I want to be the best of the best. And because he only had the job in sales car, he was like, alright, I don't have to love it, I just need to be the best at it. And that was very inspirational, because it's just like, no one loves working, but at the same time, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I liked how he turned his whole life around to the point that even his family and friends were saying, oh, wanting too much and being too much is a problem. And he's like, I almost deleted myself for not reaching my potential that was leading me down a dark path, but now that I am obsessing over a path that is good for me, good for my community, good for my family, good for my future, you're telling me I'm wanting too much. Because he didn't listen to like his family and friends, because even in the book he was like, don't listen to your family or friends because they've given up on themselves, you need to put more faith into yourself. He knew what path he was going down. He didn't want to delete himself early. He wanted the best. And why shouldn't he have the best? Also in that book, it also explains that if he didn't do that, he wouldn't have had the family and his kids. Even himself, he was just like, girls can do it as well. I love reading these books because I like having a push, and they were also recommended. And in the book as well, he was mentioning that if I didn't go 10 times as much, I wouldn't have reached you. And I was like, that's very true, because the only reason why I got to him is because I went on TikTok and I saw this book called Sell Be Sold, and I didn't even know who he was. And then I read all these books, so I was just like, no. Well, he sold me, even though half the time he was saying it's just like, sell yourself, do this, go 10 all X in. I realized something when I was reading these books. It's just like, okay, just go all in, be obsessed, or be average. Being average is for people who give up on themselves. You haven't given up on yourself, go all in. And if you fail, at least you did everything you could. Sell or Be Sold. That one was my all-time favorite, because it teaches me in that book, because I already mentioned it before, that go all in, present yourself to the world how you speak. People are even selling something or buying from someone. So you can't sell someone your ideas if you don't look like it. What I want to do in the future, I need to first sell myself on that I can achieve it, and then show up as I can sell it. That selling is just becoming a personal brand, because everyone is now a personal brand, and I'm selling my little journals. So it's just like, show up, be confident, and do it. So I was just like, well, okay, even though it is going to be completely terrible, at least I tried. So there you go. So there you have it, guys. My review on Grant Cardone's, I'm not too sure I'm saying his name right, but those are the books that I like the most. What he says on vision boards, I can even put it on my brother's vision board. I listen to all his books. My dad even looked him up, and he's like, he's too salesman, like he's too like American. And I was like, well, at the end of the day, we are all being sold something, we're all being sold something, so you might as well learn the game of sell or be sold, because you're either buying someone's opinion or you're selling someone your thoughts. And I think regardless of if you think he is like too fanatic or if he's too much, at the end of the day, go all in business. Don't do it for not only for yourself, but do it for your family, do it for your legacy, do it for your community. Don't listen to the average people. Why would you want to listen to average people? They gave up on themselves. You didn't give up on yourself. Do more. And you can do more. Just be obsessed. And I think that's what resonated with me the most. It's just like, there are so many people in my life that they're just like, oh, you should be humble, you should be this, you don't need to reach for the stars. And I was just like, I have already tried that myself, not like being humble and just being not reaching, and it just left me miserable. So I was just like, I have two choices. One, I can just stay the same as everyone else, or I can actually try something, go all in, and just have zero expectations. So that's what I'm going to do. Thank you for listening to my review on Grant Cardone's books and what I liked. If you want to support me, I have a book called Becoming Her. It's just a cute little journal. I also have the male companion Becoming Him as well. By the time you should read this, it should be on my website. If you want to support me, you can. If not, that's okay. Like, subscribe, so you guys can be notified for the next video. Even though these videos are not the best, I'm just doing Grant Cardone things, just go 10x. Don't care who watches your video, just go all in. Have you read any of his books? And if so, let me know. Alright, take care guys. Bye.